All right, so you ever have a moment where you like smell something in the air and it just takes you to a place, like a nostalgic place that you can't really quite put your finger on? Well, in this case, I can quite put my finger on it because that's how I be feeling sometimes when I smell the good old aroma of marijuana, you know? Like, not even to be on no, oh, I want to smoke type of time, you know? It's more like, dang, I remember this smell. And it's crazy because I used to smell that all the time as a kid at my grandparents' house. I ain't think nothing of it though, you know, like I knew what cigarettes were, so in my head I'm just like, oh, granddaddy just rolls his own. That's it. No deeper thought, no judgment, no this is bad. Just a smell that belonged to a place that felt familiar. And now that I'm older, that same smell, it don't just smell like weed. You know, it smells like a memory. It smells like time. It smells like pieces of my life that existed before I even knew what it was. I didn't actually try it until I was 19 and already in college. Already in that space where life starts getting a little more real than you expected it to. And the first time wasn't even like a blunt or a joint. None of that. It was mixed in a shisha. I was smoking hookah at a little house party. It wasn't even a house party. It was more like a kickback. I mean, it was like less than 10 people. Less than 8 probably. But I'm thinking, you know, it's just vibing. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh, this is different. This is giving a different feeling than whatever I'm sipping on. Like I can tell the difference between what both of these are giving. And from there, I guess you could say I never really looked back. I'm a knock on wood though, because I've always had a job, but I've never been drug tested. And you know what? You know what's crazy? I really thought at some point having locks, moving, you know, like from California, I thought somebody was gonna try me, you know, like, yeah, you need to take a drug test. And God just never put me through that. And I don't take that lightly either, because I know people who don't get that same grace. But this is where it gets real for me, because when people say they lied to us about weed, I don't think they mean it in the way some people assume. It's not even about trying to convince anybody of anything. It's just the narrative we were given, like growing up, wasn't fully complete. It was, you know, one-sided. It was fear-based. Like, weed was always presented as this gateway, this bad thing, this bad decision, this thing that can ruin your life. But nobody really sat down and said, hey, for some people, this might actually help them. And I'm not talking about no surface level stuff here. I come from a bloodline of addiction. And I'm not talking about, oh, they like to drink a little too much. I'm talking about real addiction. The kind that changes how people show up for you. The kind that makes you not recognize somebody that you love. The kind that leaves a mark on how you grow up even if nobody explains it to you. So for me, I've always been aware of that line. That thin line between coping and losing yourself. And I've watched what alcohol does to people. How it takes the edge off, but then slowly starts taking more than it gives. So when people be like, I'd rather drink than smoke, I don't judge it. But I don't understand it either. Because for me, cannabis never made me feel out of control. It never made me forget who I was. If anything, it helped me come back to myself. And I didn't even realize that at first, because as a kid, I struggled with ADHD, heavy. Mind always running, can't focus, overthinking everything, feeling everything all at once. And I never took anything for it. Nobody sat me down like, hey, this is what's going on with you. So I just lived through that shit. always got in trouble and spent months upon months as an 8, 9, 10-year-old on restriction, punishment, you know? Up until I went to college at 18, 19. That's when I got put on antidepressants. And I remember thinking, like, this is what it's supposed to feel like numb almost. Like the edges of everything just got softer, but also something felt like it was missing. And I was also like not comfortable with my weight, and it wasn't helping. It was actually making me gain more weight, and I wasn't too fond of that either. But that's neither here or there. But again, something felt like it was missing. So, like, yeah, I'm not overwhelmed anymore, but I'm also not fully here either. Being on antidepressants is what I was feeling. And then, that night I was hanging out with some college buddies, and they put the cannabis in the shisha, and voila. I tried cannabis, and it didn't feel like I was losing myself. It felt like I could finally focus, like my thoughts lined up instead of crashing into each other, like I could sit with something and actually finish it. And for me, that was everything. Now listen, I'm not sitting here saying this is for everybody. I'm not telling nobody what to do. Not condoning nothing. I'm just telling you my experience, because for me, this became my medicine. It's my medicinal. Not in a way where I'm escaping life, but in a way where I can actually show up for it. And I know people got their opinions, especially if you grew up like I did. Because I remember being younger, coming home, and my mom would look at me like, "You high?" And I'd be like, "No, maybe." At this point I was 19, so it was like, I don't really feel like I need to hide, but it's also my mom, like, asking me this question, and she'd be like, "You gotta get that high to where your eyes look like that? Your eyes gotta be that glossy?" Like, she could always tell. Didn't matter if I took one little hit or actually sat there facing the whole backwood. Same reaction every time. "Damn, you gotta get that high?" I used to get so annoyed, because in my head, I'm like, you don't even understand. Now that I'm older, I know that she does. Your parents definitely understand. You just think I'm out here doing something reckless is what I was thinking then. You don't see what this actually does for me. You don't feel how my mind slows down. You don't feel how I can finally be able to lock in. And that's why I say they lied to us. Not because weed is perfect. It's definitely not. And it's definitely not for everybody. Not because it doesn't have its place, but because they never told the full story. People only show one side of things. And life rarely ever just exists one-sided. Because for me, I need sativa. I need something that keeps me up, keeps me moving, keeps me focused. I don't need to check out. I need to check in. I need to be able to sit down, edit, think, create, handle what I need to handle. And it helps me do that. Not every time, not perfectly, but enough to where I know the difference. And I think that what it really comes down to is knowing yourself, knowing your limits, knowing what you're doing or why you're doing something. Because anything can become a problem if you're using it to run. But when you're using something to understand yourself better, to regulate, to focus, to be able to breathe, I think that's a different conversation. And I think a lot of us are just figuring that out in real time, undoing what we were, told, and replacing it with what we actually experience. Not what sounds good, not what's popular, just what feels real for us. So yeah, when I smell that scent in the air now, it doesn't just smell like weed to me. It smells like a memory. It smells like understanding. It smells like something I grew into, not something that ruined me. And if you made it all the way here, you're not just watching, you're a grateful heart. I love you, and I'll sit with you in the next one. Peace.